Hello, this is Eric Kennedy with the Kentucky School Boards Association, and we wanted to bring you just a very short video today to go along with some other information we're pushing out to you to kind of bring you up to speed. We know there has been a lot of information coming out to school districts this week from Frankfort, be it from the governor and the Department of Education about the COVID-19 pandemic, or information about the General Assembly doing some of their activity this week. So we just wanted to come to you very briefly with a few updates, one of which being that many of the questions we are receiving at KSBA from school districts currently this week involving the pandemic, issues of school closures, issues of NTI, and the federal legislation involving FMLA and sick leave for employees. A lot of the information that we've gotten, or the questions that we've gotten, can be answered with information that is available on our website. So we wanted to briefly show you today where you can find some of that information linked. So if you were to go to our website at ksba.org, right there, click right there on COVID-19 resources for districts. Here you can see several of the official sources of information have been linked and gathered in one place. For many of the questions that we've gotten involving the federal legislation that Congress passed, you can go to the U.S. Department of Labor's Wage and Hour Division, which you can see linked there on our page. From this page, the U.S. Department of Labor, which more than anyone else will be the government agency to oversee and monitor and enforce the new laws that Congress have passed involving emergency leave, sick leave for your employees, are here. You can find fact sheets, frequently asked questions documents about how the law applies to school districts. You can find the posters that school districts should be posting in their workplaces and emailing out and providing to your employees. Some of this information is being updated almost continually by the U.S. Department of Labor. Almost every day, some of these documents are updated as they answer additional questions and come out with temporary regulations to help implement some of these federal laws. So when in doubt about those issues, check this website first, especially some of these frequently asked questions documents that you see here, and see if you can find the information. Going back to our website, another very important source that you want to consider as questions come in is available at the Kentucky Department of Education's brand new, updated, and streamlined website with all of the information regarding school closures, NTI, non-traditional instruction, and all of these issues. You can see that here. Probably the most important link on this page would be right here where you see COVID-19 answers to FAQs for Kentucky schools and districts. If you click on this, it opens up another document you can see here. This document is also being constantly updated by the Kentucky Department of Education as they get questions from districts, from superintendents and others. You can scroll through here. The last time I checked, there were about 100 different questions that have been answered with guidance by the Department of Education staff. And for each one of them, you can see the date that it was last answered or updated. This is a great resource for you if you open this up and even search by a certain topic or word to find the most current information from the Department of Education to help us follow some of that official guidance. Lastly, we want to mention back on our webpage, after some of those links at the top, some information that KSBA has created to help answer some of these questions is available. Meeting protocols, some information on how you can hold your local school board meetings in a safe way now in the ways that the governor and our public health officials and your local health departments are advising you to do. Some of that information and sample meeting resolutions and the recent opinion by our Kentucky Attorney General is provided for you here, as well as information, our own frequently asked questions document, summarizing just part of the Kentucky Senate Bill 177, the part of that bill dealing with emergency leave for school district employees. There have been a lot of questions about what that actually means, what districts and local school boards can do, what they are required to do. All of that information is provided here in this document. As you can see here when you click and open it, answering a lot of those common questions. And then lastly, we have also taken a look at the federal legislation that passed and have our own guidance document there at the bottom of this page, answering some of the questions that we have received about the federal Emergency FMLA Act and the Sick Leave Act that Congress recently passed. Again, we urge you to go to this page, which we think has gathered together some of the sources of official information to help you navigate this. Above all, we urge you to please hold your local school board meetings remotely as much as absolutely possible. Under the governor's most recent guidance, the governor is imploring local public agencies, be it fiscal courts or city councils, and especially school boards, to hold your meetings using video teleconferencing or even audio teleconferencing to the extent you absolutely can to help people stay at home, stay healthy at home. That goes for the board members, superintendents and school staff, and any members of the public. We urge you and encourage you to, as much as possible, have your meetings using some of this teleconference capability. All of this information and some information involving the state budget, which was passed this week, is going to be provided to all of our school board members and superintendents on Friday. We urge you to look over that information and see how that would implicate your districts, and continue to reach out to us as you have additional questions as we navigate this emergency, in addition to the legislative activity. Thank you so much for relying on KSBA.